We've got Kevin Bacon as a demon-hunting bondsman. We've got a family that resembles more Talladega Nights meeting Supernatural than anything else I could think of. And we've got demons. We're talking about The Bondsman, the new streaming series on Prime. If you've got Prime, you can watch all 8 episodes. They're about 30 minutes apiece. It's easy to get through in a sitting or two. All right. It has Kevin Bacon. I think that's the main draw here. This is a direct sequel to Footloose. He plays Ren McCormick, only life hasn't gone that well. And I'm kidding. He plays Hub Halloran. It has nothing to do with Footloose. But it probably would have been better if it did. Anyhow, we have Beth Grant as his country-loving mama bear. Maxwell Jenkins plays his son. Damon Harriman plays Lucky, bad guy. And Jolene Purdy plays his associate from hell that recruits him on behalf of the devil himself. So, I'm going to kick it over to Z, and we're going to find out what you thought of The Bondsman.
The Bondsman, like you said, easy to binge through. You can watch this in about 4 hours if you've got time to kill. What I will say, the show starts off strong. The first episode is fun, but as you keep watching, it loses a lot of steam, and it drops the ball at the end. And I think, and we both agree on this, it would have been better as a movie. It would have been better as like a 2-hour flick. They could have thrown out a lot of the fluff that they have in each episode, and they could have just condensed it all into a good action movie / comedy. And is it a fun watch? Is it, is it insane to watch while you're, cleaning or something like that?
Cleaning.
Just killing time. It's something to watch. It's not revolutionary. So, fun for the first episode, gets you excited, and then downhill from there.
I agree. It's kind of rare that we say it would have made a better movie than a streaming series. Usually that works in reverse. However, in this case, they could have cut a lot of fluff out, probably made a fairly tight, 90-minute movie, and, kept all the gags, and it would have moved faster. I agree with you. Like, the first episode had promise. It looked fun. It looked like it was going somewhere. And then we slowly kind of lose steam as it becomes less about demons and more about the subplot of why Kevin Bacon is in this circumstance.
Yeah.
And it just kind of like, it runs out of steam. But then it does something completely weird. On the 8th episode, slam, bang, pow, everything happens. And all of the buildup that we got through episodes 1 through 7 kind of goes out the window a little bit.
Right, they were leading up to an ending, and then they decided, this is a really, we really need to condense it all into, we need to set it up for season 2.
Right, yeah.
And that was not the original plan, obviously.
Yeah,
because 1 through 7, you're like, so this is going to lead somewhere. It doesn't.
Yeah, no, the final episode, and no one's talked about a season 2. I assume after seeing this that they're planning one.
Yeah, number 1 in USA right now.
Well, there you go. Total cliffhangers everywhere. You look, all cliffhangers. It's really weird. Nothing really gets resolved per se. We've got all different circumstances. So really, it's leading right into episode 9. Whenever that may come out. We haven't heard anything yet on if there's going to be a season 2, but I'm assuming, given how they did this, that there will be. It kind of doesn't make a whole lot of sense either. We're going to give a breakdown of what this is about. Spoilers ahead if you haven't seen it, and if you still don't care, then it's not going to ruin a whole lot for you. Kevin Bacon plays a skip tracer. He's the guy that when all the guys that bonded out of jail don't show up for court, he goes and drags them back in. He was married to his country music star wife, I guess. Is that?
I don't know if she's a star, but she's definitely into country music.
They played music together. They were a thing. Something bad happened.
They're a music couple.
They're a music couple.
That's their thing.
Right. Anyhow, they're not anymore. Bad things happened, and now Kevin Bacon is the bondsman with his mom.
And
like you do.
And his ex-wife is involved with a former mob boss.
Right,
so
right.
That.
Now she's got a new boyfriend, and he is he's from Boston.
He's a Boston
He's a
cowboy.
mob guy, only now he's moved to, I think it's set in Georgia.
It's in Georgia.
Georgia, and now he owns a bar, and he has found redemption.
He's dedicating his life to saving Kevin Bacon's family from
His
Kevin
ex-wife
Bacon.
and his son.
Yeah.
Right. Only to do this, he has his henchmen go and cut Kevin Bacon's throat.
I think he's the one that cuts the throat. I think it's him.
Oh, was it him?
It was him.
Okay.
I believe.
I don't remember.
I believe.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was the main attraction there is the inside shot of the open gaping throat. The effects, it gets a little gruesome, which is fun. It's got some fun.
It does not hold
fun
back
kills
completely, you know.
Right, exactly. Anyhow, so now Kevin Bacon goes to hell, but no, because evidently Satan needs a skip tracer.
Yeah.
Whoop, he's back, and that's when Jolene Purdy shows up, and she is the unassuming representative of hell, who explains to Kevin Bacon in very nondescript and kind of short terms, welcome to the office. Here's a manual.
Just like usual.
You get all your jobs by fax. So everything you're used to as a regular bondsman, only these guys will happen to be demons. And this is where it starts to fall apart a little bit. We get the first call. Oh, it's a demon. And they go after the demon. The CGI here is not good. It's really not. But
it's got a lot of red eyes. That's kind of the main point of the demons.
Yeah.
And the demons are not really demons. Really.
Right, they're just possessed people.
They're really just possessed. I mean, there are some shots with CGI where you see the demon, but very few and far between you see a demon, a serious demon,
right.
And then it's just a possessed human. So it's okay.
Exactly. I will say this about the CGI. If it was any better, it kind of wouldn't fit with the rest of the show. This is all about gags. This is kind of low quality, streaming, not...
Yeah, this is a potato chip, just snacking on,
do it all.
That's
well,
it.
You might be doing some cleaning. I mean, whatever you're doing.
Snacking, I mean, multitasking, man.
Right. Good call. Yeah, it makes me hungry. So, anyhow, we go through a series of demons while Kevin Bacon tries to sort out, what went wrong with his ex, and his son is having some trouble adjusting in life.
Yeah.
2025.
Your dad died and became a demon hunter. Your mom is dating a former mob boss from Boston, confusing.
Right. Now, they figure out pretty quickly that he died and came back. They don't even try to hide that. So he's not a secret demon hunter. And the family all knows that he's dead. Lucky knows that he was dead too, because Lucky killed him. Somebody killed him. And, it's wow, they're not even trying to hide that. So now because he did die and he's back, he can see the demons. Nobody else can, but he can. And so he goes through, and how to kill a demon is just the same way you would kill anything, shoot it. So nothing special required there.
Simple. Nothing,
right.
No special book, no talisman you need, nothing magical, just good old 9mm. Woo!
Yeah.
That's it.
That'll do the trick. So we go through a series of episodes. It's Demon of the Week kind of thing, until it's not, and it slows way down as the family politics heat up and the truth about Lucky comes out and all the things, except, why did Kevin Bacon go to hell in the first place? And it turns out that he spent his whole life doing terrible things, but it was this thing that he did.
And it was one mistake that sent him to hell.
The whole thing starts to slow down. And then you start to think, okay, with the very thin plot that they have, limited occult references, more pictures in books, or the one book, the handbook. And basically it's Beth Grant, his mother, that kind of carries the whole show, because she does crazy stuff like, oh, Hub, this demon looks bad. Be careful.
She's the comic relief.
You're like,
and that's...
Thanks, Mom. Good call.
Yeah.
Right. So
bad. Okay. So
we're gonna go South Park. Okay. All right.
So
So take us home. Tell us what happens at the end and where
So-
it spirals out of control completely.
So on episodes 7 and 8, to back this up a little bit, the reason he went to hell was he killed a woman on mistake. He thought it was lucky because she was wearing his hat. He ends up shooting her, and he feels real bad. Digs a grave for her in his backyard, yada yada yada. And so now this woman is back. But
We're not
risen
sure
from
why
the
he
grave.
didn't just, call the police or something.
No,
and,
it's a
you
very
know, like,
confusing time. Okay, he was drunk.
it's
Okay,
true,
like he
it's
was like,
true.
might as well dig a grave in my backyard and throw a body in there.
Right. I mean,
Sounds
I'm talking
good.
about he looks out his window and looks at it every day. Like,
You know,
that's grave body hiding 101.
you
But not in the backyard. Okay.
Okay,
I can
well,
just see his mom. Oh, Hub, you didn't bury her in the backyard, did you? That could be bad. Okay.
So- anyhow, so after that, there's an archdemon that the demons, they're trying to summon more demons into the world by building their own pentagram. And so there's an archdemon, Lilith, and she comes into the real world and she possesses this dead woman.
out of
And
nowhere.
Out of nowhere. Like, we were not given any
we
info.
knew the demons had a plan. We didn't know they had Lilith.
Yeah, no, not anything to do with Lilith. Right. So eventually, she kind of goes around looking for music, and apparently she's like a singer. She's a fallen angel, used to sing. Then something bad happened, and 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 she
She's the best.
she's that's so now she's looking for music, and anytime she sees a man, she sings, and then the man, takes his hands and tears off his jaw, which I'm not entirely sure where that came from. I don't know if that's a reference to something or if they just pulled that out of their bottom side, but that is what happens. So a lot of men are being killed. I think what we need to do is build a pentagram trap made out of tin cans with labels, and each demon has an element, and each can has that element on it. So air, water, fire. So he builds a pentagram, and it's the regular. So he builds a trap, which this is the first time we've seen him actually do anything kind of,
occultish.
Yeah, cultish to the demons. And eventually, what he does is he plays music to lure Lilith over into this trap. And so now Lilith is in the trap, he triggers the trap, and now she's stuck. But before he's able to shoot Lilith in the head and get rid of her, she's like, I'll make you a deal. I'll save this woman's life. I'll bring her back.
The dead woman he shot.
Woman,
that now Lilith
Lilith is possessing.
Okay.
Now she's going to bring the woman she's possessing back from the dead, and she'll be fine. The whole idea is that he will redeem himself, from going to hell, and that's also another part of the plot. If he makes this deal, he won't go to hell in the end, because the contract he's in now with the devil, by the time he's done with his job, he's going to hell anyway. So no matter what, he's kind of screwed. So he's like, yeah, you know what? I'll make a deal with an archdemon. I'll redeem my mistake. I won't go to hell, and my family will be fine. Even though that's not a part of the deal. It never said his family would be fine. But he decides, yeah, why not? Set the archdemon free. That sounds awesome. That sounds good. So now, of course, archdemon, not so great. You got a dead person back from wherever they came from, hell, heaven, whatever. She's back, and she's like all confused. And now he's like, guys, look, she's back. It's all better now. And they're like, she was dead. For those who, and everybody is like, what?
Well, they didn't know because they never found the body because no one ever looked in his backyard. Anyhow.
True. Anyhow, getting to the very end, now Lilith is having to find a new host. That being his ex-wife, Kevin Bacon's ex-wife. Who would have guessed?
Who would have guessed?
Who would have thunk? And as a really random kill, Lucky gets killed. And it's like he's the main villain. He was like the main villain, other than the demons. Like he was the guy. Okay,
No, he was above the demons.
Yeah,
he was
that's what I'm
clearly.
saying. He's the main.
There was going to be
villain.
something that,
like maybe he was behind it all. Something, but no.
Yep.
No, suddenly like dead, gone,
Skibbity-doo-bop.
gone. And now we're just so we're clear. We're in the bar that Lucky owns, and now Kevin Bacon is sitting around everyone, and they're going like this, with his ex-wife possessed by the archdemon Lilith, and including his son going like this, about to tear his jaw off. And then it cuts. Now we're waiting for episode 9. So that's the rundown of the last episode, and that is as fast as it goes. By the way, all those plot points, and no other episode has anything like that at all. It starts with person gets possessed. Kevin's like, oh, there's a demon on the loose. His mama goes and says, it's bad. It's looking bad. And then, you know, he kills the demon. Done. And then, you know, he kind of resolves it all with his family at the end of the night. They sing some country music, you know, the regular stuff. And then he stares out the window of the grave he dug. And then it ends. And that's kind of...
That's all the episodes.
That's all the episodes up until episode 8, where all that happens. Like, that's it. I'm like...
So, no resolution on Lucky.
No.
He just dies.
Just dead.
You know, whatever with that. And I don't think he can come back because he doesn't have a jaw anymore. And evidently tearing off your bottom jaw is fairly easy and kills you instantaneously.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I never tried it. I couldn't tell you if that's scientifically based. I suspect not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So now we have season 2 waiting in the wings, we suppose. But you know, that's how it ends.
That's it.
Yeah.
And so you know, episode 1 is great. Episodes 2 through 8 kind of suck. Like,
it goes downhill.
Not what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
Because they promised a lot.
It goes downhill with a ski jump to nowhere at the end. That's how this goes.
I will say, the trailer and episode 1 are as fun as it gets. Okay. Everything else, like, I watched the trailer and I'm like, oh, yes. Like, right on. But the 2 minutes, 16 seconds that they had, those were the most entertaining clips. Okay? That's it.
So, it seems like it's a missed opportunity. Obviously, it is #1 on Prime for a reason. It's because everybody wanted some fun demon hunting with Kevin Bacon, and they could have just really leaned into that, and instead they took it in this kind of hazy, foggy family mishap.
Yeah, they really just tried to make, like, I don't know, I always saw it as more of a family story than demon hunting. It's like, there's demon hunting on the side, and I get the part where he's like trying to resolve it all before he goes to hell.
Well, you gotta have background. They should have put the family in the background and the demon hunting up front, and they did the reverse.
But
for whatever reason.
I think the major problem is they set it up to be like stupid and silly and just like fun, and then they tried to go down a more serious road.
Right.
Because they're like, oh, we can make a season 2 out of this. So
yeah, I think it looks like that. Like in the middle of it, they're like, hey, we may be onto something here.
Yeah, so
let's go ahead and plan for season 2.
So we get an origin story of, like, you know, his manager, the Hell manager, and that nobody cares about. Like, she's such a side character, it doesn't even matter. And I'm like,
no, she does her thing. She's really good as just the character that pops in for, you know, 3 minutes every episode.
Right.
Does her funny thing, and then they don't have to focus on that anymore.
No, but we got like 20 minutes of origin and then like 10 minutes of nothing. Like, there's literally an episode with no like demon action at all.
Yeah.
They introduce the demons, and then that episode has nothing, and then they kill the demon.
Filler,
the flop. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
and if we go on longer, that's going to be filler too.
Yeah. It's going to be like that. So, you know.
All right. That's it for the Bondsman review. We are counting down to Sinners. That's coming up this week. So keep an eye on the channel. And until then, I'm X with your Gen X perspective.
I'm Z with your Gen Z perspective.
And thank you for watching. But we'll kind of go down the rundown. We'll go down the rundown.
We're gonna run down that down.
To go down. We're gonna like
go
get
down.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's the winners that get paid.
Okay.
No. All right. Wow. Never mind.
Going down that road.
Broke the camel's back. You know that one?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
It's like a horse's mouth. We'll talk about it later.
Horse's mouth. I still don't know what that means.
We'll talk about it later. We're in the middle of a review. Okay.
So, thank you for bringing it up.
Yeah, it's a common phrase.
You asked.
I know. That's because I said it, and then I was like, God, you don't even know